Work with me here. Uh-oh. What did I touch? And I just screwed everything up. I know, right? I would totally accept them in the East. Do a Marcus Cousins. What have you been doing? We're going to start at 90 seconds. There we go. We are here. Let me scoot over the mic. There we are. I might even just cut. What? It's the crazy, messed up NBA world we live in where anything goes and nobody can. Welcome to Valley of the Suns Live, the weekly edition. My name is Adam Maines. I'm your host. I'm your site editor. I'm your friend of the Sun. Let's just jump right into free agency and trade. So, yeah, let's talk about Boogie Cousins. Just to start real quick, when Julius Randle signed with New Orleans, and that's that a little bit ago, I don't know, about an hour, 2 hours, my first thought was, okay, Cousins is gone. I had been thinking California all along. Look at my hair here. I'd been thinking California all along, but I was thinking LA. I was thinking for sure, okay, it's going to follow, he's going to be kind of part of the big three with LeBron and whoever. Big O, baby, nice reference. And I just thought for sure, okay, DeMarcus Cousins, done, and now it's on to LA. And then he signs with Golden State, and it's just like, anything goes, man. But I'll tell you this, and I post this on Twitter, so I'll ask you guys all right now. Go ahead and please heart, please like, please retweet. We are live on Periscope. We are live on Twitter. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Is Golden State... I would love Lonzo Ball, and I want to talk about him next, because he's what I want. He's who I want. Is Golden State the only team in the NBA that could have actually pulled this off? Or is Golden State the only team in the NBA that he was willing to accept a veteran's minimum on? Because I'll tell you, he seemed dedicated to making more money. And I'm pretty sure if the Suns can pay Trevor Ariza $15 million, that, somebody else could have paid him 10. So they probably contacted him and said, hey, we know you're not going to be helped until December, January. We need you for the playoffs anyway. We're going to pay the veterans minimum. Come win a title. Is Golden State the only team in the NBA that could have done that and that he would have accepted? And the more I think about it, the more I think, yeah, they are. I don't think that LA would have done that because I think they would have. Okay, real quick. You're saying Stern would stop this, but aren't they going to win the title anyway? So, I mean, all they're doing is just handing somebody, hey, you've never had a ring before, come win one, because they were going to win it anyway. He is an inbrenner. That's the first time I've understood that term. But I don't think LA would have taken him for $5 million. I don't think he would have gone to LA for $5 million, even to play with LeBron, just because of the fact that he was not guaranteed a ring there. And maybe he was telling everybody, I want a long-term deal, at least 2 years, at least 3 years. Give me an option to help me, make some money. And so finally, somebody contacts Golden State, or Golden State contacts him and says, dog wanker, and says, hey, we'll give you the veterans minimum. And he's like, all right, now that's what I'm talking about. So he gets a chance to rehab. He gets a chance to come back with Durant, with Steph Curry, with Klay Thompson, all down the line. I just wonder if they're the only team that could have pulled this off. So it blows my mind, but you know what, again, this is free agency, NBA free agency, whereas literally, as somebody referenced, the Wild Wild West, it is the Wild Wild West. I mean, it's just anything goes in NBA free agency. What is up, Big Chief? So, we are 5 minutes in. Please heart, please like, please retweet. I do want to talk about next, and ask me about DeMarcus Cousins, too. It doesn't really upset me as a Suns fan, because the Suns weren't going to beat him anyway. And actually, I want to look something up. When was the last time, I will have it here, Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors, all-time results, boom. I want to know, when is the last time the Suns beat the Warriors? So, it has been a while. Phoenix still holds a 137-103 advantage all-time, but the last time the Suns beat Golden State was November 9th, 2014. That was my 31st birthday. Can we sign Tyreek and trade for Kevin Love, please? Okay, I would love that. It's a great combination, in my opinion. That would be awesome. So last time that the Suns beat Golden State was November 9th, 2014. Golden State has since won 4-8-12, 15 since. The Suns were not going to beat Golden State once this year. Now, I could see the Suns possibly stealing a game, especially depending on what they do in trade. I could see them stealing a game from the Lakers. But from Golden State, that wasn't going to happen. So it really doesn't bother me. They were going to win the championship anyway. We're going to talk about Trevor Ariza in a second. Don't worry. That's really, I do just kind of want to put that out there. for me, it's like, all right, big deal. So the Suns lost by 17, by 10, by 15 in game. Their first game was by, what is that, 36, 46? I think it was a 46-point loss. They're gonna sweep the Suns again. We're going to end the 2018-19 season having lost 19 in a row to Golden State. When this streak started, the Suns held a 137-88 advantage. By the end of this year, it's going to be 137-107. So they're just closing in on the all-time advantage. I need to shave and get a haircut. Who is that crispy? Come on, brother. No, I'm growing it out. My hair, I've got a plan. I have a plan. We just got to see it through. I'm like... me, my beard, and my hair, I am like McDonough right here. I've got a long-term plan that I'm working on. We are 7 minutes in. Go ahead and please heart, please like, please retweet. So, the kind of the big thing that happened was the Suns signed Trevor Ariza. What is up? Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Rich. No, I don't want a mullet. I will not have a mullet. It'll be something else. But when it's done, you'll know. It's gonna be awesome too. I'm not here to talk about my hair. So the Suns signed Trevor Ariza, and when it first happened, a lot of people hated it at first, and I was definitely like, what? Why? He has a stretch four, so he's exactly, McDonough said, I want to get a stretch four, and I want to get a point guard. And so, it's like, all right, you got him, but you got one, but why him? And I'm loving free agency too, brother. And the more I think about it, the more I like it. All right, so you guys might have seen on Twitter last night, or on free agency night before free agency actually opened. I had a conversation with I forget his name. He's on 910 FM. Why can't I think of his name all of a sudden? Anyway, he's on 910 FM, and I was like, go after Randall, but this makes more sense. And of course, we have no idea what the Suns' plans are until they've come to fruition. So I was not expecting to see Ariza on this roster. So when that contract gets announced, it's like, okay, 1 year, $15 million. You can see that they're just trying to clear more cap. I do think Brandon Knight is a useful asset to this team, and I think he's going to be a winning asset too. Can trade him at the deadline. You can totally trade him at the deadline. I don't know if they will. I like Ariza. So what is the deal? So the deal is twofold. A, he is a stretch four. He will probably be the starting power forward, and he's better than both Dragan Bender and Marquise Chris. Now, he's statistically very similar to Marquise Chris, but then in three-point shooting, he's actually a little bit better than Dragan Bender, who last year brought his average up to 36.3, I think. For Jody Ayler, thank you. I was conversing with Jody Ayler, and he was like, hell no to Julius Randle. I was like, why not? Great conversation. Thank you for reminding me. Sometimes, if I don't have notes in front of me, I space because my brain is focused somewhere else, and it's hard for me to move information from one side to the other. That being said, do I think the Suns will trade for LeBron? No. That being said, yes, he's a small forward, but he's 6'8", and the Suns are going to play a bunch of, he's a stretch, and the Suns are going to play a bunch of kind of non-positional offense. He's not a traditional forward. He plays defense against a forward, and you know what? I would take a power forward guarding him out at the line, the three-point line, the greater arc. So to me, it's like, I do see that. $15 million uses up all their cap. Why did they throw $15 million at a guy who had never made more than 8.3? The reason is because they wanted to guarantee they got him. If they had offered him 8.3, 9, 10, Houston probably says, come back. We'll pay you that too, don't worry. Somebody else might do the same. So you pay him $15 million because it's only 1 year, and it just guarantees he signs. Because nobody's ever, probably the rest of the league went, you're paying Trevor Ariza $15 million? Yeah, for 1 year, because we wanted to make sure he chose us. We need him. He's depth. He's going to be starting power forward. He's, and if he's not, he's going to be the 6th or 7th man. So he's going to be, terribly integral. So you're going to have him in the rotation, shooting threes, playing defense, a great attitude, a great personality, coaching up Dragan Bender, hopefully, coaching up Marquise Chris, hopefully, if nothing else, being a good example. And then if Tyson Chandler is traded, because Tyson Chandler might still say, you know what, let me win a title, I'm tired of the rebuild, then, and then they don't get another veteran in return kind of thing, 1 year deal, then you still have a good guy with Jared Dudley, because I don't think Jared Dudley's going anywhere. You still have a good guy that, I know, WTF, man, that can still mentor and be a good presence in the locker room, and again, especially at that position. He can be a great mentor for Mikal and Josh. He can be a great mentor for Devin Booker. I mean, it's like he's just, from all accounts, it's just a really good dude. So you pay him $15 million. He's your starting power forward, most likely. That's my presumption. Immediately was my presumption. And you guaranteed that by paying him that much that he signs here. So that way, McDonough goes, because, okay, and once again, we don't know what the Suns' plans are. Obviously, they're not going to announce them, otherwise teams can kind of jump in. They know how to hedge, what have you. They know how to negotiate with the same players the Suns are going after or are targeting. So, obviously, Ryan McDonough had no intention to sign anybody else in free agency. He wanted to get one guy, he wanted to get one stretch four, he wanted to get one veteran, he wanted to get one good influence. Boom. You got him. You overpaid, but you did that to guarantee that nobody else was, going to steal him away. And voila. So you have this guy, and now he's off the cap after next year. So, from that perspective, I do like that. Brandon Knight doesn't make the Suns better. Yes, he does. He's a starting point guard, and the Suns didn't have him last year. Do I believe there are more moves? Yes, I believe there are trades coming. I wouldn't load the bank for Lonzo. I would not unload the bank. I would trade for Lonzo Ball. I would see what they want. Now, you've got TJ Warren, who you guys all know I love dearly. He's, Cedric Ceballos of 2018. I love this guy as a bench guy. I want to be the sixth man. But because of Mikal Bridges, and truthfully, this season, because of Ariza, you can win without him. So if LA can and would take him in a package, and, and truthfully, I would make it two players if I could, if the money works out, what have you. And I said, okay, Chris and Warren, or even Warren and Troy Daniels, you can still go find another sharpshooter to come off the bench. For Lonzo Ball, I would freaking do it. And the beauty of Lonzo's contract is that his third and fourth years, not just his fourth, his third and fourth years are team options. So if the Suns trade for him, and while two starters, and throw the Milwaukee pick, whatever. I mean, whatever the package that LA would take, I would work around that. And if LA says no, then all right, say no. I'm just saying. Those are the big three pieces that I would kind of go through. No, he doesn't have a torn ACL. Lonzo has a torn meniscus, which is, totally... Brandon is kind of the torn ACL, excuse me. Yes, but supposedly it's entirely healthy. And today I would co-host a show with Lonzo Ball. I would call him first right away. I'd be like, yo, let's do a show. It'd be great. I would just drink a lot of coffee before. Not that I do that already. Anyway, so Brandon Knight, though, supposedly today practiced with the Summer League team. Looked great. He is totally healthy. Lonzo can't be traded because of injury. Think about this. DeMarcus Cousins just left. Now, granted, he wasn't under contract, but players can be moved under injury. That's an old rule that involved the injured reserve, that kind of thing, that no longer exists. So, Brandon Knight, totally good. I do think he's going to be fine. He's going to be an upgrade over literally everybody from last year, and I even think he'll be an upgrade over Eric Bledsoe if he accepts a pass-first kind of mentality, which supposedly Igor Kokoskov's offense is entirely founded and based around. If you watch his European videos, they're entirely based around movement. So you get Brandon Knight to buy into that. Suns can waive the medicals. There you go. If you can get him to buy into that, and I'm talking Brandon Knight here, then tell him just score 12 points a game. We just want 12 points and 8 assists. Brandon Knight's gonna be fine. Hit some threes. We're gonna be good. But that's also why I would love Lonzo. Lonzo's a pass first guy, and the fact that he can't shoot, or at least he couldn't shoot last year, we'll see. Maybe he never shoots well, but his stats were eerily similar to Jason Kidd's his rookie season. Jason Kidd shot 38.5%, if I recall correctly. Lonzo shot 36%. That's literally the difference between 10 or 12 baskets over an entire year. So it was very close. Plus, he averaged 7 boards and 7 assists. I would take that. So what is beautiful, by the way, we are 15 minutes in, so go ahead and please retweet. We're live on Periscope. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We are here every Monday night at 6 p.m. Arizona. So what makes Lonzo's contract so, in my opinion, would make me even more willing to trade for him if it doesn't work out, if maybe he's just a bitter baby, maybe his dad just becomes too much, maybe he clashes, maybe he's too good and they're like, well, we can't afford to pay him and Booker and Jackson and Ayton and blah blah blah. I'm in shock too, brother. Is his third and fourth years are team options. So he truthfully, if you were able to, look at my hair over here, if you are able to acquire him for a package that is acceptable for this season, again, I would think, Marquise Chris and TJ Warren, truthfully, I mean, it's a lot, but you're getting a potential franchise point guard. I would take that package, or one and a pick, that kind of thing. If something like that can be worked out, and he doesn't work out, you're not throwing the bank at him, as somebody had mentioned earlier, but then you've got the out after 1 year, and then you've got an out after a second year before you have to, consider extending him. So I just think I would totally do it. I would totally, and what I love today, I listened to Burns Gamble a lot. I was doing a ton of driving today. I was able to listen to him a lot. And of course, right now, he's just focusing, Gamble is just focusing on the Suns. I love the fact that he did not say that the Suns are not interested. He said the Suns could have some interest. There's just nothing right now, right there, right now. I'd be totally into that. I would love to see him, because I think he's going to be good. And I just thought stat line, his shooting doesn't worry me quite so much when you've got a team of shooters. I want a guy that's just going to distribute the ball. So what? Maybe he's Rajon Rondo. I'll take a younger Rajon Rondo. I think he's going to be better, because I do think his shot's going to be okay. So on that note, though, there's a lot being made because of the acquisition, the free agency signing of Trevor Ariza, and I'm going to do a post about this tonight. It's going to be posted tomorrow. I'm selling my BMW. For what? Not really. I'm not into buying a car right now. I'm going to write about this tonight, so I'm going to have a post tomorrow. But there's a lot of talk about Trevor Ariza's contract. $15 million will be off the books after one season, so his money gone. Tyson Chandler is making $13 million, I believe, this season. Then he's off the books, gone. He might even be off the books before then. They might trade him, somewhere for a small, he could be gone. Regardless, that money will be off unless they acquire somebody who's got more than a year on their contract. Jared Dudley's about $9 million, gone. And then the fourth one is Troy Daniels is $4 million. I want to say $4 or $5 million, gone. I don't know why I make that noise every time. And then there's the lower end guys. Alan Williams could be, wave cut. It could mean signing somebody else. It could mean signing him. It could mean just kind of keeping money. Maybe Suns can sign Exum for the minimum. Based on, that's a good point. Just based on the fact that DeMarcus Cousins should sign a minimum, I wouldn't be shocked if Exum would be willing to go that route. But I kind of feel like Utah is going to want to keep him anyway. So we'll see. The Suns will not have, what's up, brother? The Suns will not have $40 to $50 million to play with. Now, I had to guesstimate, because we still do not know what what the first year, at least I don't know what the first year deal for Booker's max is going to be. There's not going to be $38 million, but there's not going to be $38 million cap. And I don't know yet, because Mikal Bridges, Elie Okobo, and DeAndre Ayton have not signed, we don't know what their numbers are. So I had to do some guessing. I did some research. I based salaries on contracts signed from last year at their positions, and then some free agency stuff, and I came up with some fairly, I believe, accurate numbers. Devin Booker is going to make approximately $27 million this coming year. Not this coming year, excuse me. Next year, 2018-19. That wording even caught myself off guard. So in 2018-19, not this year, or excuse me, 2019-20, not 2018-19 this year, but 2019-20 next year, when everybody else is off the books. Devin Booker's going to be making approximately $27 million. Brandon Knight will be making $15.6. TJ Warren will be making $10.8, presuming they're both on the roster. Certainly they can be moved. DeAndre Ayton will be making approximately $9.3. Josh Jackson, $7,059,000. Dragon Bender, $5.8. Mikal Bridges, approximately $4.6. Marquise Chris, $4,078,000. Elie Okobo, approximately $1.2 million. So those are 3, 6, 9. Those are 9 players that are all but guaranteed to be on the roster next year, presuming no trades. Presuming Brandon Knight, TJ Warren are not traded. Presuming Elie Okobo's contract, even though he was a second-round pick, if they do what they did with Tyler Ulis and guarantee 2 years instead of 1, so that is all presuming. Yeah, so Tyson Chandler's off the books 2019-20. What am I thinking? Jared Dudley's off the books. Trevor Ariza is off the books. Troy Daniels is off the books. I'm going to presume that if Alan Williams resigns, it's going to be 1 year off the books. So we're looking at 9 guys. And again, Devin Booker's contract is estimated, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, Elie Okobo. That gives the Suns approximately $85.5 million in salaries for 2019-20. So we are talking about next year. the salary cap is projected to be at approximately $108 million. That means that the Suns will have approximately $22,400,000 in cap space for the 2019-2020 season. That is a near max contract, and truthfully, I believe because of they can technically go over the cap so long as they stay under the luxury blah blah. I think that actually could sign a luxury, a max player there. Certainly, being that it's Brandon Knight's last year, could they use Brandon Knight in a trade? As a final year of a big veteran contract, making 15.6, dump him off somewhere and open up, an extra 8 million, 10 million, 15 million if they're able. Yes. Could they trade TJ Warren and open up 10? Yes. So they truthfully could then at that point open up an extra 20, that'd be 27.8, that'd be 28.4 million, which could jump this up to about 50 million by just moving Brandon Knight and TJ Warren. At the moment, though, it's 22.4. So just know that at that point, they only have 9 players. They would still have their draft picks they would have to pay. So, depending on how high they are, let me see. DeAndre Ayton for a second year will be making approximately $9.3 million by my guess. Elliot Kobo 1.2. So depending, it'll be a couple of them in the $4 to $7 million range, presuming they're low lottery. So I mean they'll have maybe $12 million in cap space. And again, they can open up 15 million more by trading Brandon Knight and 10 million more by trading, actually it's 15.6 and 10.8. Again, I'm going to go in more detail in the post. But just know that a lot of people are saying the Suns are going to have $40 million in cap space. No. Because Devin Booker's going to be making $27 million. DeAndre Ayton will be making about 9.3. Mikal Bridges about 4.6. Elio Kobo 1.2. And I still wouldn't have signed any draft picks at this point too. So it's going to be around 15 million in my presumption. Some good money to play with, and again, they could create more. But just so you know, do not expect to have a ton of money available. They're not like guaranteed to have the cash to go after somebody huge without making some moves. Now, could they go after Kemba Walker, who will only be 28, 29? Yeah. And then do a sign a trade, say trade Brandon Knight, to Charlotte. Maybe Brandon Knight has a good year. Suns want Kemba. Charlotte will take, granted, Kemba won't be a restricted free agent, maybe unrestricted, but I suppose, maybe that could still work in that sense. So there could be some leeway and some play there. But that's just so you know. That is something I think that is important. They're not going to, just because they will have opened about 40 million in salary cap, because those 5 players are off the books, doesn't mean they're going to have that much in cap space. They can go over the text line to sign Booker if they want. They won't need to because they'll be nowhere near the salary cap. So that'll be fine. A lockout could be coming. If that happens, maybe for the Suns' sake, they somehow manage to jump the cap by another 10 million, and that'll just give the Suns so much room to play with. Suns are going to overpay for an average player next year. I hope not. I said this for a while now. I did not think the Suns are going to make a big play in free agency, and $15 million for a player, that's a splash. But you guys are right. I just threw out Kemba for, because he's a name that gets brought up. But I never thought that this offseason they're going to make a big free agency signing. I just didn't see anybody that was going to be the guy. And so while Ariza at $15 million, that's a big splash. It's not a huge signing, especially since it's not even long term. It's only 1 year. And you see the cap to resign Booker to the max. Warriors, of course, going to cause a lockout. Yeah. Guys, yeah. Well, you know what? If you can make it happen, you can do it. So we could have 40 million, use it, then re-sign Booker and end up well over the cap. No, they won't. No, again, they won't be over the cap. So they'll have, with Booker making 27 million, which I believe it's going to be approximately his first year contract, his first year salary. It'll be around there. It could be 28, it could be 29, but I'm guessing it's fairly close. They'll have 22.5 million. Suns can make huge projects this year, and Durant signs the Suns max pipe dreams. Yeah, that's pipe dream. What about getting Damian Lillard? So that would change everything I just said. And of course, so would a trade for, say, Alonzo Ball or something, or Damian Lillard right now. I would love Dame Dollar. I really would. I mean, 27 points, 7 assists. I mean, hell yeah. He's just going to be wicked expensive, and it's going to cost something in trade as well. If Booker doesn't sign his extension until next summer and not tomorrow. Oh, how does that work? Yeah, well, he's signing it. I don't know if it's going to be signed tomorrow, but he's signing it this summer. I just don't see anyway. And as I wrote last night, was published this morning. I mean, the Suns need to sign Booker just based on goodwill. You know, both to him and his people, and then to the fan base as well. In my opinion, they've had a rough go of things, and they need to do everything they can to prove no, we're moving in the right direction. I feel like they would have to give up Josh for Lillard, very probably. Cap could make a bigger jump. Well, they're estimated. The NBA estimated 108, so he would be restricted technically. Yes, which means he would accept offers most likely. That was what was something wicked. Yeah, so he'll accept offers. That is as a restricted free agent. I just don't know if you want that. I don't know if you want him to taste free agency. Just give him a 5-year max. I think it's 4 and an option, but it's a 5-year max. So we are almost 30 minutes in. Go ahead and please heart, please like, please retweet. So Gambo said, or somebody said, the reason that Chris isn't on the Summer League roster is because he's part of some sort of hardcore training program. He's in Seattle, I think I read. So Marquise Chris is part of some sort of hardcore training program in Seattle, and that's, I don't know. Like, last year it was hardcore training of hamburgers. Remember last year for Summer League he came in fat. So I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that was a lie. Keith is back in Phoenix. I swore they said Seattle, but anyway, regardless. So he's just not going. Okay, so you guys have seen him. I hadn't seen any pictures, so that's good. So I don't know. He might have just said, I don't want to play. I don't know if they necessarily can force them. Would I trade Josh Jackson for who? Tell me that again. Would I trade Josh Jackson for who? Booker is going to join the Lakers. Don't say that. In a pick they put out for his... Oh, okay. I still think they want to move him. I think so, too. We're going really fast. We could match. I think he learned his lesson. He's here right now. Yeah, the Suns would be able to match Booker on a restricted free agent. They would, but... oh, okay, Lillard, yeah. I do think Jackson would have to go on a Lillard. I do think Jackson would have to go on a Lillard trade. And that's the thing. I don't know if I'd want that. I would trade Mikal Bridges, but... which at the moment, he is tradable. Jackson is a package for Lillard. Yes. Can you look up Trae Young and JJJ Summer League stats for the games they played today? No. Not at the moment. It would take me a little bit of time. Suns would trade TJ Warren and Kevin Love. Oh, I see. I would do that. I would love to trade for Kevin Love. I really would. I'd love to add Love to the roster. When is Dame a free agent? That I will look at because I have that up. I would trade JJ for Lillard in a package. Well, there you go. Trade TJ and Knight second round pick for Dame. Probably not enough. I think Jackson would have to be. Jackson and picks and probably more. He's under contract for 3 more years. Is that it? He's under contract for 3. No, and it's for what? Is he making over $30 million yet, or is it still high 20s? Tyler, this is key to keeping Booker long term in this package deal. I don't think so. I'll have a salary here in a second. It is. I have it here. 27.9, 29.8, 31.6. Yeah. So I mean, there it goes. All cap space. Love is not a small forward; it's power forward. And that's why I'd like to get him. JJJ made 8 threes. He was balling today. Wow, that's awesome. What do you think of the team with 5 All-Stars? I think they were winning the title without DeMarcus Cousins. I think they are winning the title with DeMarcus Cousins. So, 30 minutes in. This is flying by already. Flying by already, baby. Please like, please retweet. Devin Booker would be sick. Don't get me wrong. Now, here's my argument. As much as I would love him and I do want the Suns to have a point guard, I would prefer Lonzo Ball for several reasons. First off, he's not a scorer. Let everybody else score. Secondly, he's on a rookie contract, so he's technically controllable for the exact same length as Dame, and not for nearly as much. But then also, my argument of the past few years is that point guards don't win titles, and so Steph Curry is an aberration. The last team where the point guard was the best player, and Steph Curry is hardly a traditional point guard too, but was the Isaiah Thomas Pistons. So would I love to have Dame Lillard? Sure. but I just don't. This is a wing league. Wings and centers tend to be your championship winners. And again, the Golden State Warriors, yes, so they've won 3, and they've won 3 out of 4, and they've done it with Steph Curry at the heart of it, and blah blah blah. And that's, I cannot argue that, but nobody is ever going to be them again. And James Harden is not a traditional point guard either. I mean, the dude is, how tall is James Harden? Is he 6'5"? Or is he taller than that? Yeah, he's 6'5", 220. So it's like, again, we have the wings, we have the center. We need a point guard, but I want a, kind of a non-traditional. Lonzo Ball is 6'7". What's up, brother? Lonzo Ball is 6'7". So it's just like, I want that height, I want his passing, I want his rebounding. I would rather a Jason Kidd point guard than a Damian Lillard point guard, just because of we don't need the scoring. Because Booker's going to score, Jackson's going to score, DeAndre Ayton's going to score. We need the point guard to be able to score. So yes, does it worry me that Lonzo really can't shoot yet? Yeah, but I'm really not at this time too worried about it, because the Suns aren't expecting to win a title. If the Suns are competing for the title, and we're like, okay, who's our point guard? Gosh, do we want Lonzo Ball? He can't shoot yet. I would, okay, I'll give you that. But right now, it's like, let him develop with them. Maybe the Suns have a better shooting coach. Maybe the Suns can break him down, and build him back up, that kind of thing. Steve Kyler just tweeted that, according to ESPN, DeMarcus Cousins has narrowed his options to Golden State and Boston. So, is it official that he is signed, or is that what they had offered him? That's a question. Igor is good at developing players. Yeah, so I mean, could they develop his shot? So that's the thing. I would love to see, but now here's the thing. You're with Beverly, you're talking about injuries. With Lillard, you're talking about a ton of money. Lonzo averaged 11 last year, 11, 7, and 7. Now again, it could be just these could all be pipe dreams. But what if the Suns hired Hornacek when he was a shooting coach or an assistant? Okay, so it is official Golden State. So Steve Kyler might have been a little late. Yes, he averaged 10.2, 6'9", and 7'2". And here's the other thing. Are Suns fans all that worried about the fact that Josh Jackson averaged... truthfully, I do think they would trade Zoe. They've now got 2 point guards. 2 starting point guards with LeBron James and Rajon Rondo. Okay, so now trade Lonzo Ball over... Now he's the 3rd best point guard on that team. And go grab, T.J. Warren, make him a wing player. It's, go grab somebody else. I'm not even saying if they trade him to the Suns, but yeah, I mean, to me, the signing of Rajon Rondo, that wasn't, well, we're going to have some competition. No, LeBron James is the ball handler, and Rajon can't shoot either. Rajon's a worse shooter than Lonzo is. So obviously they're like, okay, we need a point guard, we need a distributor. We'll take the veteran, because they want to win now. Who would you rather, a second-year guy or... au revoir? No, is that goodbye? How do you say hello in French? But hi from France. Hi from Glendale. But if you're the Lakers and you want to win a title, would you prefer to have a veteran who's won titles before versus a second-year guy who could be a little bit of a head case? Oh, bonjour, of course. What do I know? I barely speak English. So, would I see the Lakers trading Zoe? Yeah, at this point I really would. More so than I thought a week ago. Such at least look at Tony Parker, 100% agreed. You read our post, didn't you? We don't have cap for Deng, though. They might not have to acquire Deng. That's the point. They might just swap contracts. The Lakers might still want depth and say, we'll take T.J. Warren, because we'll take T.J. Warren as our 6th man. We'll take him to back up LeBron, that kind of thing. Okay, so he expressed excitement, but it doesn't... that was a statement, unless... That was a statement... Okay. First off, it means nothing to me. He expressed excitement, great. That doesn't mean that he cares. That could also be, if we can't trade Zoe, we're stuck with him, and I don't want him to be pissed off. I don't want his dad to be pissed off. I just need everybody happy on my side. A, so it's spin control. And B, that doesn't mean that he's going to stay there. Just to say, I'm excited to play with him. Oh, but we got somebody better. LeBron James has zero connection or loyalty to Lonzo Ball. None whatsoever. If Magic Johnson says, hey, we can get you a scoring backup in T.J. Warren and another first-round pick from Milwaukee, but we have to trade Lonzo Ball, I mean, I don't know if that's enough as a Suns fan. Would I accept that? Hell yeah. But would LeBron James say, yeah, we've got me, we've got Rajon, we're good on point guards, we'll find another veteran. I want some good point by Lonzo. So, how about making a move for D. Russell, take Crabbe's contract, send TJ Chris and Dudley Zoe is trash. Okay, I see. I just disagree that Lonzo Ball is trash. It's just, to me, that's just kind of, I don't want to respond. But, okay, so go that route. You have to look at the fact that, no, Isaiah Thomas is not on the Lakers, and everything I've heard is they are not keeping him. They wanted the cap space. So the thing about D'Angelo Russell, okay, would I prefer D'Angelo Russell to Lonzo Ball? Yes, for one specific reason. Two, he's a better shooter. One, still a distributor. Two, he's Devin Booker's best friend. The Suns just cut Devin Booker's other best friend, and so, why not bring in somebody else he likes? And, I'm looking at the Peasing book. D. Russ is also on a rookie contract for one more year, so it's like you've got some control with him. He's going to cost more a little bit sooner. Remember, Lonzo Ball has 3 years left because he was a rookie, but D'Angelo Russell, I will have it here in split second. D'Angelo has, this is his last year. So after this season, he's going to get an extension. So whereas Ball is not going to cost quite so much, Russell's going to cost you a lot more. But again, Booker's friend, still a good point guard. So would I take Russell over Lonzo? Yes. I mean, you're gonna pay more, but sure, they're best friends forever. But the other thing though is that Brooklyn has to want to trade him, and everything I've heard is that they really like him. And how can you not like him? D'Angelo Russell's good. So if the Brooklyn Nets called Phoenix and said, "Hey, we'll trade him," and they make a fair offer, I'd be like, "All right, done." But I totally agree with, man. I totally agree. I wish the Suns had gone to make a move, but they didn't. And who knows? Maybe they did, and Brooklyn just made the better deal. Cat and Booker, best friends for life, court him when he's a free agent. Well, he won't be a free agent for a long time. They're going to be free agents in the same year. Suns should trade for Kawhi. I mean, it's available to trade Jackson, Markel Bridges, and Bucks pick. It won't be enough, unfortunately, because LA is going to throw everything at him. But they have Dinwiddie, so maybe they trade him. But maybe they trade Dinwiddie. Again, D'Angelo Russell's better. And maybe they want both. I don't know. I'm not trying to be negative about it, I swear. I would take either. I would be very happy with either of them starting. And again, I would take D'Angelo Russell first. But, if they really like him, and they're a million, I was going to use a million in hyperbole. They're 30 million below the cap. Let me see. I think next year is when it is. Brooklyn, where are the Nets? I just found them. I don't know why I'm singing that song. Okay, so that was stupid. Thank you for holding. Next year, Brooklyn will be $33.5 million under the cap. They can afford D'Angelo Russell. They can afford Dinwiddie. D-Russ and Dinwiddie. Yeah, I mean, they technically could do it both. Are we all in agreement? TJ is a goner. I would sense that if they're going to make any other decent trades, that yes, he's at the heart of the trade because, would another team rather? TJ Warren or Marquise Chris or Dragon Bender? They'd rather TJ Warren. Plus his contract is good, so you can trade for kind of a little bit of the, bigger contract. But like I'm saying for everything, in particular with Lonzo, in particular with the Brooklyn guys, there has to be a trade there. The Suns could literally offer TJ Warren to every team, and every team goes, okay, we'll trade you for so-and-so, and the Suns are like, well, no, we want somebody better. Well, we're not going to trade you anybody better. So, they might have to wait for a call. I really want Tobias Harris. That'd be cool. After what Leonard pulled. Oop, missed it. Booker followed Lillard, though. Booker followed Lillard on Twitter. That's like Dinwiddie because he's younger. Jalen is coming back, too, but they don't care about Jeremy Lin. Doesn't need to go, or else you're gonna... No three-point shooting. They followed each other on Instagram. No, who doesn't have three-point shooting? Who doesn't have three-point shooting? By the way, we're 40 minutes in. Go ahead and please retweet. Where is D'Angelo Russell? Are you talking about D'Angelo Russell? Oops. D'Angelo Russell. Who doesn't have three-point shooting? I didn't catch that. TJ Warren doesn't. Oh, and that's okay. And that's his greatest flaw. TJ Warren is not an outside shooter. And when you're looking for 3 and Ds, he doesn't really do either. I mean, and Okay. Oh. I wanted to go back to this real quick. So in regards to Lonzo Ball, people are freaking out. He can't shoot threes. He's got a funky shot. All right, Sean Marion had a funky shot. He averaged near 40% from three for a while. But that said, people are like, well, he can't shoot. He's going to be a bust. Raise your hand if you're worried about Josh Jackson's three-point shooting. Because I would like to point out that Josh Jackson last year shot 26.3% from three. Lonzo Ball shot 30.8. Statistically, Lonzo Ball is a better three-point shooter. And if players only gradually rise in the three-point percentages, which tends to happen. I mean, again, Jason Kidd averaged, I said it earlier. Jason Kidd averaged 38% from the field compared, I think it was like 38.5% compared to Lonzo Ball's 36%, which, again, was literally the difference between like 15 shots or something like that. Book especially aware. He shot 41% of the field the next year. So, I mean, you just kind of expect that with maturity and better body movement, strength and conditioning, that kind of thing, that these guys are going to get to the lane, they're going to get easier shots, they're going to work on their step backs, yada, yada, yada. So, I would expect that both Josh Jackson and Lonzo Ball are going to improve as three-point shooters. But, so for anybody that says, well, Lonzo Ball can't shoot threes, I don't want him, I'm looking at Josh Jackson's stats that say after 1 year each, that Josh Jackson is a far worse three-point shooter. 26.3% from three for Josh Jackson last year. How do you tweet at me? I'm at Arizona. Excuse me. I'm at Valley of the Suns. Just tweet at me at Valley of the Suns. Do you like the direction the Suns are going? I really do. I do. SN, that is ridiculous. Oh, if you're talking about DeMarcus Cousins, yeah, that is pretty, as the French would say, ridicule. So, again, I look at Lonzo Ball and I say, nobody wants him, I want him. I look at his passing. I look at his height. And, yeah, I don't care that his form is funky. It worked for Sean Marion. Sean Marion is a potential Hall of Famer. I believe the Basketball Reference has Marion as like 75% chance of getting in the Hall of Fame. Give me a second. His Hall of Fame... what do they call that? His Hall of Fame probability is 75.6%. He had a funky shot. Nobody seemed to care because he was draining him. Just let Lonzo and Jackson hit their shots. Do you think the Suns will be above 500? God, I really do. Bookie making the same Ayton did. Yeah, I know, right? Ben Simmons type, Knight or Payton. Oh, I would take Knight in a heartbeat. Payton sucks, man. Give me Brandon Knight. Brandon Knight's going to be fine. Plus, he has experience being good. He's been good before. I like that our calls should be for anything except Booker, Jackson, and Ayton. Oh, I feel like our calls should be... yes. Trade for anybody but those three. Yeah. Trade for anybody but those three. I want Lonzo Ball. Yep, so on YouTube, I want Lonzo Ball. Sorry, I've got it blocked. I should have moved my camera over a little bit, and I blocked my bad. It'll be fixed next week, YouTube, but I can still see it. It's just cut off. So, yeah, the only trades I think the Suns make, or of the trades the Suns make, I don't think Booker, Jackson, and Ayton are the three untouchables. What does Igor bring to the table? Good offense, good defense. He knows what he's coaching. He's just got to teach it. What do I think Ayton will average? I want to say I said 18-7 or 18-8 before. For them to be a 500 team, they know to win every East Coast game. Or... the majority of the games outside of their own division. I was looking at Portland. Portland finished third in the West last year because they had the third best record in the West last year, with 49 wins. They also won their division. So that phone might ring again, so I do apologize. If it cuts off, I'm going to end it instantly. But the Suns, while they lost the opening night by 50 points, they lost both the second and third games of the season series by 7 points each, and then they lost the final game by 2. The Suns are improved, and at the moment, Portland hasn't really improved. It's like I would presume that they're going to kind of continue to vary in their in their play. I'm just saying, I'm not expecting to see a huge jump or a huge drop off. Nonetheless, the Suns lost games 2 and 3 by 7 points each, and game 4 by 2. The Suns win 2 of those games this year It's entirely possible, and boom, now they've. Um, I want the Suns to add Lonzo Ball. I really do. But boom. Now they've split that series. Denver. I want to say that Denver swept the Suns as well. Let me see. Phoenix versus Denver. If you guys know this, no. The Suns won one, so they lost two and won one. What if next year the Suns win 2 out of 3? So it's just like it really is not going to take a whole lot for the Suns to see this kind of big jump. And if they're hanging around 500 at the All-Star break, I wouldn't be surprised. Even if they're 3 games below or a game ahead, I just would not be surprised. It's not going to take a whole lot. You got to remember too, and this is the argument that I will make eventually when I make my true preseason predictions. I'm going to wait till after trades. But when I do, I'm going to explain it like this. The Suns were tanking. They were losing on purpose. They were playing guys that should have never been playing, and they weren't playing guys that should have been. It's not just optimism though, because they have veteran talent. At this moment, they have Brandon Knight, who is entering Devin Booker, who's entering his 4th year. Brandon Knight is entering his 7th. T.J. Warren is entering his 5th. Josh Jackson was entering his 2nd. Dragon Bender, Marquise Chris are both entering their 3rd. And then they'll have Trevor Ariza, who's in his 13th year, and Tyson Chandler, who's in his 18th year, and Jared Dudley's in his 15th. So they're all, outside of Jared Dudley, all of those guys are rotation guys, and so yes, they have 2 rookies, 3 really. They have 4, but 3 that are potential rotational ones. But let's look at it from this perspective. DeAndre Ayton is better than Tyson Chandler. DeAndre Ayton was drafted and was immediately the best center on this roster. So you've improved right there. If Tyson Chandler stays, he's immediately the best backup center on the team, that the team has had in several years. So right there, that position is improved. Depth is improved. Bender and Chris are now dropping down the rotation with the presumption that Mikal Bridges is better, and the presumption that Trevor Ariza is going to be the starting power forward. So just right there, certain positions have just improved, while depth has also improved. Are they great? No. Am I saying at this very moment they're a playoff team? No. Do I think it's possible? Yes. Let me see the standings. The 8th place team won 46 games last year. Actually, I had looked it up. The 8th place team won 46 games last year. If that drops some, especially because the Lakers are not going to be beating teams that weren't, and the Clippers are no good. Boom. It's possible. I am not going to say yes or no until I see what else happens in trade. You get me a better point guard. You get me a star, a short contract, a Kevin Love star, and you will need to prove to me that my optimism is entirely unfounded. I will never sit here and say that they're going to, at this moment, that they're making the playoffs. I'm not going to say that. And even if they got it, but you add Damian Lillard somehow, and you don't trade away your core, tell me how that team is better. I just hope they improve a lot more than 21 wins. That's without hesitation. They're going to improve by a lot more than 21 wins, because again, the last 2 years, Tyson Chandler has missed the last 30 games. Devin Booker was sitting a lot. And for every injury that they had, while everybody said those were serious injuries that caused them to sit, 2 things happened. First off, the league offices called Phoenix and said, really? They called the Suns and said, you're kidding me. Every one of your best players, there were times where their top 4 or 5, and Alex Len is gone. There are times where their top 4 or 5 team players were all hurt at the exact same time. That never happens. And B, even local radio show hosts, guys who have a lot more contact with the franchise than I do, were saying, if this team were actually good and they were in a playoff hunt, they'd be playing. Josh Jackson wouldn't have sat. Devin Booker wouldn't have sat. These guys didn't have career or season-ending injuries in a normal competitive season. But it's hey, you really are hurt? Sit. Just let's guarantee a loss. We want DeAndre, and they got it. It worked. So now that you're playing to win, the team will be better. To say that they're in the 20s, it would take some serious and legit injuries, because I don't think the team is going to tank. I don't think they're playing for another top 5 pick. But I don't think they're playing for a top 10 pick. I think they're going to play for the worst pick they can get. But so they are not a 20s team. I don't ever want to hear that again. Well, I mean, I don't think he will in Phoenix. Wonder who actually takes line. That is a good question. I'm actually, to be honest, I'm a little surprised he hasn't been signed because I do think he's a decent backup center. You know, I mean, to be honest, if Tyson Chandler left and Alex Len's backup, think about it. Alex Len played a lot last year because they benched Tyson Chandler. If DeAndre Ayton's playing every game and he's playing 30 minutes, 32 minutes every game, Len is playing for 10 or 12. What's up, brother? Len is playing for 10 or 12 minutes, so it's like at that point, hey, go out there, use your 6 fouls. You know, every time the opponent's best player gets the ball, just smack him around. Use up your 6 fouls. Any chance the Suns are the worst team in the NBA? No, unless Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton both get so hurt they can't play for the 3/4 of the league, the 3/4 of the season. No, there's no chance. I don't know if they're even a top 10 lottery team. Maybe they are, but they're bottom. They're definitely not top 5. If they won the lottery and got in the top 3, it's because, you know, with a 0.7% chance they jumped into the top 3, and that's it. Better than making the playoffs. Golden State, Lakers, Houston, blah blah blah, ain't making. The Suns aren't making the playoffs. The Pelicans for sure. The Nuggets for sure. Are the Warriors now the best team in NBA history? I think they already were. I think it's possible. They already were the best team in history. I heard Bender finally learned how to dunk. I saw that. Oh, I tweeted it. Yeah. Other than Zoe, who else do I want? Oh, I mean, there are many players that I want. Anybody that's ever been mentioned, I would take Zoe. I would take D. Russ. I would take Lillard. I would take Wall. I would take Love. I'm sure you could name some others. Okay, so yes, Davis. Fine. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. You know, yes, Nuggets, Nurkic. Fine. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. OJ Mayo, I would take. Who's back up? Tony Parker, I would take. I mean, I was looking kind of more for stars versus bench guys. But, yeah, would I take those mentioned? Absolutely. We are 53 minutes in. We're going to go to double overtime. Go ahead and please heart, please like, please retweet. I think the Blazers are the best chance to fall. It's very possible. Yeah, so DeAndre Ayton's next, Greg Oden. If he is, okay, I'm going to play your sick little game here. Only if it was a little. Well, that's true. If he is, then that sucks. But there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You know, there's literally nothing. It's like, fine, so he just became one of them. All right. Tony Parker would be excellent, the type of ventilation we need. I totally agree. I think he'd be great. Don't put that email in. I know, right? Somebody block him. You're naming busts. Okay, but wait a second. Are you saying Blazers without Lillard make the playoffs? Are you saying DeAndre Ayton is a bust, though? That's my question. Are you saying DeAndre Ayton is a bust? Because I will totally disagree with you on that, but, you know, that's your prerogative. I'm just, let me see what else they do. Okay, cool. I totally misunderstood. Sometimes, again, these messages go flying, and I'm just trying to read them on the fly, not to be redundant. I just think the Lakers are going to be that good, just LeBron. It takes time to develop the players. Well, their intention is to trade a bunch of those young players to get Kawhi Leonard. So, and I mean, just looking at all the veterans they've signed, I've got the list of free agency signings already. I wanted 8 and more. So the Lakers have already signed. Oh, I thought I could do it this way. Oh, I can't. Okay. The Lakers have already signed LeBron James, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Rajon Rondo, Lance Stevenson, JaVale McGee. All veterans. They're looking for a veteran team. They want to add Kawhi Leonard. They're going to trade the young kids. Me too, man. 4 days. 4 days into the first game. 4 days. Well, Suns game, I know it already started. Yeah. The Suns start July 6th. We got 4. So what is that? Friday. On Friday, the Suns have their first Summer League game. I am hoping to live tweet it. I have been invited to a wedding, and so which is earlier than the game. So I'm still hoping I can live tweet it. But we'll have some live tweets. We're gonna have some info on it. I will definitely be watching Game 2. Since Luka isn't playing Game 1, I'll be watching Game 2, which is Sacramento. It's on ESPN. Yep. They need to move the wedding. They should have, right? But unfortunately, the couple, neither of them are basketball fans. Yeah. Oh, Bax plays tonight. He plays tonight, too? With 11-7 for the Heat right now. Nice. I like the comment that McD said, we can't do what the Warriors can do, so we need to do something. Oh, yeah. No, I totally agree. And that's the thing. So, like, when I was talking to Jody Ayler yesterday, my point was on why I said, why not go after upgrading my Sling to the Amphibian. Tell me, how much did that cost? Do you mind? Do you mind sharing that? How much did that cost? Because I would be interested in that. But, when I was saying, I was talking about, what did I talk to Jody about? Let me see, hold on. You can watch Grayson Allen with the Jazz right now. How's Grayson looking? I'm glad that you guys are watching, because I don't have a TV on. I have nothing on over here. $11 for the sports package. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm glad that you guys are totally watching that, because I would be too distracted if I were trying to do all that, and then I also do research at the same time while I'm here. Watch everything on Reddit. It's free? How? I've never... You'd have to message me that. DM me to do that. McD comment, JJ had 29 points. That is impressive. I really hope that Ayton has a couple of good games like that. Yeah, how do you DM me that? I suppose you can share it with me, but DM it. On top of the regular package. Julius Randle. That's right. So I was talking to Jody Ayler about Julius Randle. He was saying that Randle doesn't fit the modern, conventional, power forward because he doesn't shoot threes. And it's like, he's absolutely correct. He's kind of non-traditional in a modern sense. The thing is that my argument is, okay, but if you really were trying to do that, that's not bad, because I've got PlayStation 2. You guys are exciting me, because I gotta find something new. What I have thought is, okay, if you really wanted to try to truly copy the Golden State Warriors, you would not have drafted DeAndre Ayton. You would have drafted Luka Doncic. So the fact that the Suns went after DeAndre Ayton, it's like, okay, well, then just go after the best talent available. First off, Julius Randle's a good power forward. He's a good scorer, good rebounder. Yeah, he doesn't step back for threes. But okay, so you just create an offense that does it differently. You find what other teams, don't do, and you do it. And then, of course, if we're expecting Josh Jackson, or we're expecting T.J. Warren, and we're expecting Lonzo Ball all to learn how to shoot threes, why don't you teach Julius Randle to shoot threes? I mean, look at, who am I thinking of? Oh, brother. Why can't I, what am I having here? Oh, that's right. I know what I'm thinking of. I just gotta look it up. Where are you? I apologize for looking away for so long. When you're thinking Brook Lopez, I wanted to get a sense. When you think of Brook Lopez started out as a 0% three-point shooter, 0, didn't even attempt one in his fourth season, 0%, 10%, 14%, 34.6%, and then 34.5% with 5.2 and 4.4. And that was his 3, 6, 7, 8, 9th, and 10th seasons. So if Brook Lopez can do it, why can't Julius Randle? Why can't JJ? Why can't TJ Warren? Why can't Lonzo Ball? It's just go find a way. Make it. Well, he's not anymore though. He might have been, but again, when you go from, okay, look at this. His first 3, 6, 7, 8 years in the league, he attempted a grand old total of 31 threes, and he made 3 of them, a .097%, percentage. He attempted 31 threes and made 3 in 9 seasons. All of a sudden, or 8 seasons. All of a sudden he goes, I need to shoot threes if I'm ever going to be, a modern center. And boom, his last 2 seasons, he's attempted 712, and he shot 34.6%. He went from attempting 31 in 8 years to 712 in 2. So it's possible. So it's like, I miss Channing Frye too. I'd like to bring him back too. So, I mean, okay, so Julius Randle is non-traditional. Work with him. How many threes has he attempted? Let me see. I'm guessing it's somewhere along the lines of Brook Lopez. And, why isn't he shooting threes? Is it because he can't? Just because they never taught him? So he's attempted 144 in his career. Second season, 36. Third, 63. And then last year, 45. So he's attempted 100. Just teach him. I would have totally gone after him. Maybe Suns should go after him. No, he signed with New Orleans. Do you think Booker go and sign Max from front office? Yes, he signed the Max. They don't make Roger Bells anymore. No, they don't. Well, they kind of do. Grayson Allen. That's who I was thinking he has championship experience. Who? Brook Lopez? Lopez has never won a championship. Maybe you're thinking of someone else. By the way, we are 1 hour in. Go ahead and please heart, please like, please retweet. Oh, Zaza. Oh, I totally wanted Zaza. Has he signed? I haven't seen. I would totally take him. Like I said, I've and it annoyed some people, but I like guys that are annoying. Maybe I see a little of me in them. I don't know, but I would love some annoying guys. He has not signed yet, so he is still a free agent. Shyster than Bell Ballin. No, I know. And see, that's the thing. People make the vomit sign. Boom. That's why I want him. I want him on the Suns. I hate him. That's why I want him. People are forgetting how young Bender and Chris are. Chris literally turned 21 today. Happy birthday, brother. They could blow up this year, and Suns will be legit. Yeah, that's. I mean, maybe. I would expect it. I would expect it more from Dragon Bender just because it doesn't have quite the attitude, and maybe Chris still has some of that entitled personality. But at the same time, maybe Chris is like, I'm getting sick and tired of being hammered on. I'm not playing well enough to get a second contract, or at least a big one. I want that money. I want to play well. I mean, think about it. Neither of them are in contract years yet. I don't think that they've got options after this year. But they both see those contracts coming up. And they're seeing what people are getting paid. Do I think Bender and Chris will improve? Yes. Yeah, so Chris does not have an option after this season. No. I take it back. Chris does have an option after this season. So they've already exercised the option for this season. That's what it is. So Chris still, he was opted in, which meant he's making $3.2 million. And he's going, wow, that's crazy because Mikal Bridges is making 4.6 and he hasn't even played a game yet. I've been in the league for 2 years. Dragon Bender might have the same thing. So I would hope that they both just think, I've got to make some strides here. Dragon Bender, obviously, they picked up his option, so which means he has an option for next year. And you know what? If I'm Marquise Chris, I'm comparing myself to my teammate Dragon Bender, who was selected 4 spots higher and making twice as much money. Nearly twice as much money. And technically has better stats all the way around. Who would better this year, Bender or Chris? It's a great question. I'll say it this way. I hope they both improve, obviously. I hope that Marquise Chris is a better year, because I still think that Dragon Bender was always 2 years away from being 2 years away. And his skill set is that he's never going to be, a star. I don't think. You never know. I think he's going to be more of a Ryan Anderson type, which is incredibly valuable in the modern NBA. So he's kind of set on, if he can just keep hitting threes, if he can put some weight on, he'll have an 18-year career. Marquise Chris, on the other hand, especially because of his attitude, he's, I'm sure, not making many people happy. And because of his athleticism, I'm sure that a lot of people are thinking, man, you should be a hell of a lot better than you are right now. What is up? And so I hope that Chris has a better year, because I hope he's looking at it going, I'm now a season away from having an option picked up or not. And I'm 2 years away from being able to make triple, quadruple what I'm making now. I want that money. And again, I would be looking up at Dragon Bender going, you were picked 4 spots ahead of me, making that much more money, and I put up better scoring and rebounding numbers. Probably block shots too. And by the way, you played a lot more than me last year. So, yeah, well, he certainly does. But, here's the difference. He's not. I like the signing of Ariza. He's not the Morris twins. He might look like them, he might be acting like them, but he's not their blood. And so he could potentially turn it on, which is what everybody wants to happen. But he could potentially turn it on, and this year actually perform at he could spike his numbers. He could drop the attitude. Maybe Igor works them, and, and Igor, figures out, all right, what's in your head? But I'll tell you, see, I'm telling you guys, I'm sorry. My brain gets so fixated and focused on the information in front of me that it's hard for me to kind of sometimes draw. Jake Triano was interviewed, I think it was Burns and Gambo, although it might have been Doug and Wolf, about a week or two ago. And he's now an assistant with New Orleans, if I recall. He was asked about Marquise Chris. Outside of saying he's a sweet guy off the court, he really had nothing positive to say about Chris. I was surprised at kind of just how passé, blasé he was in his comments on Chris. He was asked, Toronto was asked something to the effect of how, how is Chris to work with, or what's his attitude like? And the response was quick and immediate, and it was, it depends on the day. That's not a compliment. And truthfully, you kind of, if you're Marquise Chris, or hell, if you're a Suns fan in general, and you're having your former 8th overall pick spoken about by a former head coach, you want that head coach to go, no, he's totally good. He's totally fine. He's misunderstood. He's just a kid. He's got great fire. He's got great passion. But instead, Jay Toronto was like, it depends on the day. And then flat out said, we just have to sit him down. I'm like, it was literally treating him like a kid. Granted, he is a kid. He just turned 21 today. He can officially gamble in the United States today. He can officially buy beer and alcohol today. He was not able to do either yesterday. He was not able to do all last season or the season before. Finally, today he can do that. Dragon Bender still cannot. So from that perspective, we do have to keep into account their ages. I'm definitely going to pull it up. But I usually don't like Mondays either. But that said, those were not compliments by Jay Toronto. That kind of, it's got to hurt. And so I really hope that the true reason why Marquise Chris is not playing in Summer League, and this was not asked, but I'll kind of tie it into this, is I really hope he's just working his butt off. He spoke with the franchise. He's like, listen, I've got this regimen. I'm going to be taking 500 shots a day from 5 different spots. We're working my butt off. I'm not eating a single hamburger. I'm eating just kale and egg whites and blah blah. And he's like, and I don't want to stop this. Like, I'm feeling really good. I hope that's it. I really do. You're saying Dan in Florida says not likely. Yeah, the Steve Nash diet. Jared Dudley did that, where they were allowed a certain kind of cookie. I remember this. They were allowed a certain kind of cookie. It was the only dessert that they could eat. And it was probably a sugarless cookie. And they're allowed one after a victory. So they gave each other a cookie, or they allowed themselves to eat this cookie after victory, and that's it. I would love to talk to Jared Dudley about that diet. I think it was awesome. I'm curious if he's still on it or whatever. Or he's just an arrogant player out of the league. Or he is, yes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to hype him up as in, no, this kid is great. He's going to be good. I disagree with those people. He's old. Dudley's old, and he was never athletic. So, I mean, he depended upon his speed and strength, and that's kind of fading. I hate to say old because I think he's younger than me. But I think he looks older than me. Let me see. JD is younger than me. By a little over 2 years, 2.5 years. It's just very slow. So he turns 33, excuse me, in 1 week from tomorrow, he turns 33. So, but yeah, he kind of looks, it is basketball old, I suppose, especially when you're not like a freak athlete like LeBron. We got about a minute and a half. I'll answer that in a second. We got about a minute and a half left. Please like, please retweet, and then I'm out of here after double overtime. What will LeVar do if Zoe got traded to the Suns? Okay, so here's my honest assessment. This is another reason why I'm all for Lonzo Ball being traded to the Phoenix Suns. LeVar stays in LA. His quote-unquote empire is there. He's not following Lonzo to Phoenix. He's got 2 other kids he's trying to get in the NBA, or 3, or however many, I don't know. He's got his own stupid league. He's got a shoe company. He's got his clothing line. And all their colors are based around, gold and purple. But gold in particular. So he's going to center himself around the Lakers. Will that prevent him from saying crap? No, he's going to say crap. But, here's another reason why I'm totally fine with getting Lonzo, and his dad doesn't mess anything up. I know. I'm just saying. He's focused on the empire. Maybe he can turn those kids into faces of his. I love Dudley. Don't get me wrong. Maybe he can just turn them into the face of his empire, kind of thing. Just kind of keep selling BBB. That if people are buying it, sell it. But another thing about it is that Lonzo is only 20, right? I believe so. Lonzo's only 20 as well. He's barely younger than. Yeah, so he turns 21 in October. Still super young. I've just said about Chris and Booker, Dragon, everybody. Josh Jackson. Oh yeah, Booker's there. The older he gets, and the more success he has, and the more money he makes, which are all pretty much tied into one another, the less influence his dad is going to have. His dad is not going to be able to control Lonzo's career on any level for very long, especially if he leaves LA, in my opinion, because his dad's going to focus on his stuff, and so Lonzo's going to do well. Lonzo is going to want to answer questions. People are going to be like, "Shut your dad up," and And then Lonzo will be able to say that. Maybe he'll never publicly say, yeah, my dad needs to shut up, but he can absolutely, behind the scenes, just, call his dad on the phone, have dinner with him, and just go, Dad, dude, focus on your shit. Excuse me. I do try not to curse on this. Focus on your stuff. Let me be. I'm trying to win games here. I'm trying to win titles. I got teammates to worry about. I've got 150 million in the bank waiting for me if I can just get a max contractor for this deal. Leave me alone. And the older, Zoe gets, the more he's going to be able to tell his dad that. When he's 25, 26, 27 years old, and he's on his, first and second contract extensions, he's going to be making more than his dad. Probably. And if not, he's going to be making enough to tell his dad, shut up. All right, Dak, I'm out of here too. Yes, focus on your Lakers. Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Well, focus on your empire. Focus on BBB. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are into triple overtime. I'm out of here. I got to go get my son. I swear I heard him yelling in the backyard too. I'll be back. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys so much. Next stream will be when? Monday at this show. Valley of the Suns Live is Monday nights at 6 p.m. Arizona every week. Except for during the season when there's a game on at the same time, I do not compete against the Suns. And then with breaking news, and I should have done a free agency night, but I was having so much fun on Twitter. I'm trying to, draw a lot of attention to Valley of the Suns, and so I focused on Twitter that night. But if the Suns do make a big trade, I'll be doing a special show. Otherwise, it'll be Monday nights, 6 p.m., YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, and Facebook. Have a great day, everybody. You're the man. I do this for you. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you, Periscope. Let's go, Suns. I'm psyched. I can't wait to talk to you guys in a week. I look forward to this all week. Let's have a good day. Have a great summer league as well. Hell yeah. Cheers. Adios. Bon voyage. Thank you. Looking forward to Mondays every week. Please heart, please retweet, please share. Tell all your friends. Valley of the Suns Live, Monday nights, 6 p.m. Arizona, every week. The only place on the planet where you're going to talk Phoenix Suns live. Let's go, Suns. Peace.